For more examples, remember, if I have the sixth root of, by all means, anytime I ever want with a radical, swing it around as the denominator, 5x to the 3 over 6 power. Well, once I have a fraction, what's nice here is just reduce it. Divide by 3, divide by 3. What I end up with is 5x. Notice the quantity does not change yet. Divide by 3, divide by 3, I get to the 1/2. Now that I have a 1/2 reduced, by all means, swing it right back around. And what I could have is, instead of the second root, remember I could say the square root of 5x to the first. But what's 5x to the first? 5x. What this allows me to do is, you take something that has a sixth root and a cubed, and what happens is, just by reducing that, by changing its form even momentarily, can get our numbers to be a lot simpler and a lot easier to deal with. Depending on what kind of functions or anything we need to deal with or equations we have to solve later, that can greatly simplify just by changing forms. Other items we'll run into, what if we have square roots within square roots? Well, let's look at just that square root on the inside right now. Ignore that one on the outside. There's the one on the outside. The one on the inside, if we want to look at it alone, would be x to the, I have an index of 2. I have an exponent of 1. I can divide. That's the same thing as x to the 1/2 power. But remember, think of now this as a quantity. That's almost like I had this as a quantity. Having that second radical still has an index of 2. Still has an exponent of 1. So what I could do was, if I had the parentheses x to the 1/2, remember that was my inside circle. That was my inside radical. But now when I divide, I have there's that 1 divided by, there's that index of 2. What this really means is, this is kind of like a power of a power. I multiply my exponents. Just like when I have x cubed to the 5th, I multiply and get 15. Totally fine with fractions. Multiply those, 1/2 times 1/2, top times top, bottom times bottom, x to the 1/4 power. Which then means, that 1/4 power, by all means, I can swing that back around, 4th root of, I could say x to the first, but I want it in simplest form, the 4th root of x. The square root of x is the 4th root of x.